This is Black Scott.
This is Love Jhade.
And we are He Said, She Said, a podcast where we unpack current and controversial topics concerning
men, women, and the roller coaster that is our relationships with one another.
Look out for new episodes dropping every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific.
Tune in wherever you listen to podcasts. Lori Harvey.
Michael B. Jordan.
Sierra.
Future? Russell Wilson.
B. Simone.
Nobody. Just kidding.
The baby.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Lori Harvey's back in the news.
Again.
Just different people, Lil Boosie, different people have been coming out talking about her and speaking of her situation
and her
with Michael.
dating strategy.
Yeah, I think we should talk about dating strategies because hers is kind of, I'm gonna date men of status and that's my standard.
I thought it was a joke, but apparently it's real. That's like the strategy. Is that a thing women go for? Is that the strategy?
I think I would say more of a standard than a strategy because I think generally speaking, women aren't the aggressors, so there's no like strategy, if that makes sense. Right. It's more so like the standard of like, okay, when the person comes to me with the strategy, what is my standard? Like, do you meet it or not? So I think that's definitely a thing.
It's like a pseudo strategy, non-strategy.
Yeah, pseudo
just
strategy.
Do better next time strategy.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Like, would you say she's leveling up as she dates more people, like different people?
No, the only reason she leveled up is because of Michael B. Jordan. But I think Sean Combs' son, P. Diddy's son. Future. And Trey Songz.
You know what I realized?
What?
We could have said Future for Lori Harvey and Sierra.
Oh man, I thought we had to go back and do the intro again.
Redo the intro. But I think.
Yeah, but it seems kind of steady until. Well, technically, P. Diddy had the most money out of all of them. So technically, I guess as far as financially, she went back down. But
you know what? Financially, she did go down though.
I don't know if I call it a strategy because it wasn't linear like. ABC or I guess 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, like okay, we're just talking financial. Diddy had the most money. He definitely had more money than Future. Michael B. Jordan probably has less money than Future.
Yeah, no, he's a bum, but we're talking about just strictly financial.
Yeah, talking strictly financials.
And technically, P. Diddy's son is a part of him, so that's how she probably got introduced him anyway. So
wow, but
trying to get on the money train, then got off the money train.
But finances aside. Would you say she leveled up overall? You look at the overall man.
Possibly. To be determined.
I can't speak on P. Diddy per se, but I definitely think going from Future to Michael B. Jordan, she leveled up.
I mean, the reason why I can't say level up because was her and Future serious like that, or was it just in the moment for fun?
I mean, good question.
Type of situation.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not questioning like that he loved her or cared about her or anything like that. I'm just saying, as far as like the mindset and just the type of man.
I don't know if Future's going for marriage. Michael B. Jordan seems to go for something different, so she's in a different league at this point, I would say.
Right, definitely. But that strategy, I think, worked for her.
Or at least we'll see about it. I mean,
it seems to be working.
She's already rich. P. Diddy and I'm sure Steve Harvey's already cool. So, I mean, she's already in the money as it is. It's not like she can – it's hers to lose. You know what I mean? It's not like she can do anything to,
Yeah. I think her strategy, though, I really wonder because, like, of course, we don't really know what she's thinking or what she's doing or what her relationships are with these people. But I really wonder what is going through her head. Like, if I can interview her, like, what is her strategy? Like from what we see on the outside, it's like, oh, you're dating men of status and that's your standard. Shout out to you, girl. But I wonder, like, if I could really sit down and talk to her, I want to know, like, what is your strategy here exactly? What are you looking for? Is it the money? Is it the status?
Right. And is it similar to Sierra's? Are you guys using the same playbook? Because she did the similar thing and they both dated Future. So here's the cold part too, right? They dated Future and then they did it. Technically, I guess they moved up after that or leveled up after that.
True. I would say
as far as dating significant, maybe they had a boyfriend or something in between.
Right.
But
and I feel like Russell Wilson never really spoke on Future versus Future had a lot to say about Russell Wilson. And that to me speaks to a level of maturity. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and go back and forth with you.
What did he say?
I I forgot the
Like,
exact
was it like a cryptic
comments.
tweet or was it a whole
Nope, it
rant
was
interview?
at least one of them was an
type of-
interview, and I know at least one thing was like something on social media that he posted. But and I don't even know if he mentioned him by name. I'm not exactly sure, but we all knew who he was talking about. But I just think it shows a level of maturity that Russell didn't.
Did he trash him?
Nah, just kind of called him like. He didn't trash him, but he kind of just called him like I don't know if he said he was like lame or something. It was something. I don't remember the exact wording, but I wouldn't say he trashed him, but he definitely like spoke on him, period. And I'm like, why do you need to speak on somebody that is dating somebody you're no longer with? What does that have to do with you? Obviously, you have a kid together, but he's a solid guy, so there's no reason for you to speak negatively of him because your kid is not in jeopardy or anything.
If I was Future, I feel good about myself. I would say he brings the best out in women because after they're done dating him, they always tend to go better. So I mean, I think that's something to be proud about.
He helps people to realize that they can level up.
It's what is it? Whatever the opposite of a therapist is, or the inverse of a therapist is, he does that. Just we don't talk about it.
Inverse therapy.
Inverse therapy.
A lot of people are giving that inverse therapy out here.
For real.
Yeah, I think Sierra too, though. Hers was a little different because I think Sierra is also a superstar in her own right. Like Lori Harvey is known for being Steve Harvey's daughter. It's not like she's models and stuff. Don't do that because that's still his daughter. You know, the love is still the same.
I'm not saying that, but you know, you got to be accurate.
Okay, well, to be accurate, okay, stepdaughter, but for all intents and purposes, daughter. Okay. He's silent.
I'm silent because I'm thinking about how she just ran with the last name.
Anyways, she was a kid, I think. So, anywho, so I think that it's different because she models and stuff, but she's not like that superstar that Sierra is. And so when Sierra was dating different people that were also high profile, it made sense because that's her dating someone who's her equal.
I think.
Yeah.
I would say too is different too because, like you said, Sierra really came from the mud, or at least meaning she came from zero.
Mm-hmm.
She had to. It's like level. She had to step up. As far as Lori Harvey already started on cloud 9, so. Yeah. And again, Lori don't have any kids. Sierra came in with kids, so. Yeah. And then, again, she married Russell Wilson. Like they're moved there. She was moving towards something. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Sierra leveled up. I don't know if Lori Harvey's leveling up or if she's just dating around or playing a field or what it is.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think that the reason why I brought up the fact that Sierra is a superstar in her own right, and she was dating her equals is just to say that I think her strategy was a little different. It seemed like her strategy was more so like, okay, let me date people who are on the same caliber as me, but then just realizing like that wasn't working, and so I think she reevaluated, like, what do I really want? To me, it seems like, okay, I dated these guys and they're all industry guys and it didn't really work out. And then she found Russell, who's like a nice guy. Like, granted, he's well known. I would say he's a celebrity in himself, but.
You said that like it was a bad thing. Like,
no, I'm not saying that at all.
He was a nice guy.
No, I'm saying like you get tired of.
That was the dude, Russell. That's the guy.
Well, what I'm saying is you get tired of dating like the typical, like, oh yeah, this is Bow Wow, this is 50 Cent, this is like so-and-so. Like, I wouldn't say bad boy, but just like those dudes that like, they're known for that status. But then Russell, like, he's not necessarily known for his status. He's just a good guy. And sometimes it's like, I don't care about status. I don't care about money. I just want somebody who's going to treat me well. That's what I mean by good guy. It's a compliment.
And you can't be mad at that, really. And in reality, I feel like this is the way it's been done for years. It's just that, with the media and stuff like that, it wasn't popularized. It wasn't televised. People could do stuff, I don't want to say on the low, but it wasn't as out there.
Yeah.
Kind of like that phrase they say, safe sex is not what you think it is. In the example I'm going to use now, they say that safe sex is, what was it?
Safe sex
nobody knows about it?
Yeah, safe sex means nobody knows about it.
So safe sex means nobody knows about it. So I feel like a lot of people operated like that back in the day. Now you can't really hide too much of any part of your personal life. So I feel like it's been the strategy. It's just now it's becoming a thing. Because it's not popularized, but it's being shown more.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think that there's something to be said for dating for, how do I say it? Dating more so just like
dating with a purpose?
Yes, dating with a purpose, but I guess I just mean the things that are like external matter less. Like like I said, status,
Like the older
money. Yeah, the older you get, even like something superficial, like I know women are huge on like height and stuff like that of a guy, and like I was definitely like that. I will call myself out. I was like 6 feet and above. And granted, my dad's tall. My dad's 6'4", so it's like I had a reason for kind of feeling like that. But I think the older you get, it's like I'm not gonna. Would I trade a tall guy for a guy who gives me peace of mind? Yes, I would take the peace of mind 100%. So I think there's something to be said about that. Like eventually, those extraneous things don't matter. It matters more like what's in your heart. You get old and you're older and you're just tired of playing games. You're just tired of not having peace, you know?
Which is completely optional. You can be young and not play games and go for it. But for some reason, people have to be young, play games, and then once they get old, it's time to wrap it up. And go for he's a nice guy.
Listen, I'll take a guy that I say he's a nice guy too, because I don't have time. Okay? I'm tired.
Some people
I want peace of mind.
Are ahead of the curve, but you're not one of them. Or no. You're one of those people ahead of the curve. Many people are not that.
I was like, I'm not one of them. Let's talk about it. But no, the
rude men. Let's talk about it.
Yes, rude men that will tell you about yourself and call you out.
Tell you that you're not above the curve.
Okay, let's talk about it.
The truth. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this in the other room, ladies. Anyway, I think the other half of that too, though, is outside of looking for a person or your strategy for looking for someone else, what is your strategy for making sure you are a good partner or you're someone that somebody else should be looking for?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that. They say instead of wanting to meet that person, why don't you be that person?
Yes.
Meaning like, if you want to meet this great guy, why don't you be the great girl to attract the great guy? Or you want to attract the great girl, be the great guy.
Exactly.
A lot of people want, I want them to have this XYZ, this whole ABC list, but you don't even have A, B, or C.
Right. And you want to know something though? Recently, actually, B. Simone posted this video on her Instagram. And for those who don't know, B. Simone is a comedian and Instagram personality. And she basically posted a video for Valentine's Day. And just to paraphrase her, she was just saying that a lot of women are asking for like this top tier guy, but she was calling women out saying like, essentially, are you bringing the same energy to the table? You're looking for this type of guy, but are you the type of girl that type of guy would want to date?
And this is how you know she's single now and probably desperate or something near that, because a couple months ago, she was saying the opposite. She was saying, I want this guy with this, that. Was it?
Oh, yeah, she definitely was saying
I want a
that.
9-to-5 guy. Like, that's a 9-to-5 is a buster.
Yeah, she's like, I want an entrepreneur because that's where I'm in my life.
Lifestyle. And, like she just had her pick of the litter. And now she's on the pick me type tip. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. There had to be some type of change in these last couple months for her to take a full 360.
She's definitely a comedian though. So it's kind of like, you don't know. Maybe she was just saying it for comedy. But if she was saying it out of some type of truth, then I definitely want to question, like, why are you backtracking, girl?
They say it's a lot of truth in comedy. Comedy comes from the truth, laughing, making jokes of the truth. So she may be in that place where she's ready to get on that Sierra / Lori Harvey strategy.
Yeah, but I do want to say that I think a lot of people do that, and it's not just women. I think men do that too, because I was like in a discussion with a guy once, and it was like a group discussion, and he was making the point that, he wanted this type of girl that, had a low body count, and, he was looking for somebody that was like a wife, and not somebody who was just quote unquote out here. And he's like, his example was, if you let me, hit on the first date, that's not somebody I would consider to be wifey material. But are we just completely ignoring the fact that it takes two to tango? So you're talking about she let you hit on the first date, but you also chose and decided to hit on the first date. So how can you be looking for your version of this quote unquote wife when you're not that equivalent in a man?
That's crazy to me. He sounds like, again, the female equivalent, how, some girls are just never satisfied. Too tall, too short, too nice, too mean. You know what I mean? He sounds like that. You got to figure out what you want, bro, because then when you get it, you won't know what to do with it.
Right.
So, I feel like everyone's got to figure that out before they, start getting serious with people.
Right, because then if she said she was a virgin, then you wouldn't want that either. That would also be an issue.
Oh, she has to me. But she's been out here, though.
What do you want? Just give us a body count range. What is good for you? 3 to 5.
All right, yeah, because
5 to 7.
if you don't figure it out, you're gonna be stuck with you in your right hand or left hand, depending on which hand you use. But yeah, for real, I think that's something that people should really take in consideration before they get started getting serious about people.
Absolutely. Like, people really don't sit down and look at what they want. And I think oftentimes that actually leads to people dating without expectations, if I can say it that way, where you just go into a situation and you like the person, like, oh, I like them, so let's just see where it goes. But there's no real discussion of what you want. Like, let's see where what goes. Are you looking for a casual situation? Are you looking for this to lead to a relationship eventually? There's just no discussion about it. And you go into the situation just letting it be whatever.
Yeah, and then when feelings get hurt or people get let down, so I never should have. People get negative about it. Where it's like, come on, man, like
Right,
you
like-
should have came in with that in the first place. So at least you had a standard, and you could say, okay, we set a standard, then we go from here instead of, oh man, I didn't know what I wanted, then I got screwed over, and now I'm mad at who?
At yourself.
Right.
But they won't ever admit that. But I mean, do you think it's a matter of, do you think it's a modern thing that people date like that? Do you think it was more common back in the day that people came into a dating situation with intention and saying what they wanted up front?
I feel like it was something that's more popular, I guess, in the olden times, whatever that is, circa 1960, 1950, I don't know. But just I feel like people, first of all, in general, the society was just more honest. You look at the news, you look at the people, we all know our grandparents and people who are older than us are more honest, more real. I feel like it was just how people were. So dating and things like that were the same way. So, when people first started dating, all the stuff was kind of laid out up front, not in a, she pulled up to the first date in a wedding dress or you in a tux, but it's kind of like what's generally expected. And then we go from there, whether it works out or not. Well, at least we talked about it and then we saw how it went, before people are doing it in reverse, where they're not talking about it and they're going to go kind of just see what happens. And then you're mad when whatever happens.
Yeah, I feel like people don't come in with intentions nowadays because I feel like they don't want to come off as aggressive. They want to come off as easygoing, go with the flow.
And they don't want to be hurt either, They don't set that expectation and be disappointed. But such is life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can't date like that because you're going to either be disappointed in the beginning or you're going to be disappointed when you have 3 kids and you're married to this person. You're like, this is a mistake. So I'd rather be disappointed.
Because it just happened. Hey, we dated. Hey, popped 3 kids out.
Yeah.
I remember shout out to my 6th grade PE teacher. He said, if you fail to plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, basically. So if you don't set up something, in advance and try to have a strategy about it, would you be surprised when you get, less than desirable results?
Yeah, I've always been accused of kind of being too forward or things like that with people.
How's that work out for you?
It was never from people I dated. It was just from like my friends and stuff and people around me that would be like, oh, like you said that, or like, yeah, ask them that. Like, yeah, ask them what he was looking for.
Friend she stays hating on her. Was that her?
No, it wasn't her. This is like some other people. But I think it just was always me to kind of just be upfront about it. And sometimes I could be too forward. I'll admit that. It's not always a good thing, but
Same.
I think when it comes to intention, that is important. Like, if I'm coming into this wanting something serious and you're not, or vice versa, that's just not going to work. So it's like, I'd rather know that up front. Like, okay, the thing about people saying like, oh, we don't want to talk about religion and we don't want to talk about kids on the first date. Like, okay, maybe not the first date, but within the first few dates, I don't want to waste my time and go on like 10 dates with you and be dating for a year and then find out you don't want kids and I do. That's just a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on how the conversation's had too, because a lot of people don't know how to even have conversation at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, we can have conversation and not agree on everything and it's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
And this, I feel like just in this time, everyone's polarized. So it's either black or white, left or right, Republican, Democrat. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to get too political, but people get like that. So it becomes difficult to have conversations because there's no middle ground anymore.
Everything is very polarized. That's definitely
so like, well, you want to have kids or you want to get married? Oh, then you're just a scumbag who's scared of commitment. How do you jump from that to that? Like,
Yeah, on the flip side, though, a woman tells you like, oh yeah, I want to get married and have kids one day, like, oh my god,
she's attached.
She's aggressive. Like, yeah, like she's attached, or
Aggressive.
like you're trying to like rush him into
Her
like
clock's
that.
ticking.
Like, relax. I'm just saying that's what I want at some point. I'm not saying shoot up the club today. That's not what I'm saying, you know.
Let's shoot it up tomorrow.
No. A year from now.
Was it my mind's telling me no? But my
No, we are
body's
not
telling
bringing
me
that into
yes.
this situation.
Not the artist, just the lyrics.
We don't support that artist, for the record. But
since you guys don't know who we're talking about, or may not, I gotta confess, I do sometimes listen to Step in the Name of Love when I'm by myself.
I don't.
You can lie.
I don't
to
ever,
them, but you cannot lie to yourself.
Nope, I don't listen at all. It was hard at first when everything first came out, and I would hear it in the store and be like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh no!"
And that's when you go to the car to listen to it.
No,
no, I'm playing.
Nah, I had to cut all that off. Sadly and disappointedly, I had to cut all the music off.
So when you go to these family reunions, what?
I will sit down.
You will sit down and enjoy the music.
No, I'll sit down and like just not support and participate. I mean, I love the music. Don't get me wrong. I love the music, but I just can't support it. The way my moral compass is set up, I'm just like, nah, I just can't. I can't rock with you in any way, shape, or form.
All right. Speaking of, maybe if he was upfront about his situation, it wouldn't be as bad. Maybe he could have gotten help. I don't know if you can help people.
But then the thing is, you're surrounded by yes men. Like,
yeah.
So no one's ever going to tell you need help. Like, absolutely, he should have gotten help early on. And I feel like it would be different, you know, in the sense that, hey, you're trying to get help. I don't think anybody's mad at somebody trying to get help.
Right.
But like, you didn't.
Man just went off the rail.
You didn't. But anyway, steering back to dating and expectation. I think
if you know who we're talking about, don't put it in the comments. Don't want to get demonetized.
For once, we don't want to hear from you, even though we love you, our listeners.
Not about that specifically.
Not about
that. You can give your opinions on 99.9% of everything talked about.
We want to hear your intentions on dating with intention and dating with expectations. Let me ask you a question, though. Do you think it makes a difference if you're looking for a casual situation versus a serious one? Do you think talking about intentions makes sense? No, not necessarily being upfront. You always want to be upfront, I think. But do you think talking about or putting your intentions up front matters? Like, for example, would you be okay with dating a girl who, I don't know, I'm just throwing out random stuff, like, oh, smoked, drank, wanted kids, didn't have kids?
You said dating or casual?
I guess, I mean, if you're in a casual situation, does it matter how the person's like traits and like things about them? Does it matter?
Nope. Only because it's conditional at that point. So it's like, well, at any time, he or he for you, she for me. Let's get that straightened out. But yeah, so basically, at any time we can choose to not be in this casual, situation, casual situation. So it's conditional. So it really wouldn't matter if they were, good enough to do it for you to start. Then all the other external factors shouldn't really play a part. I mean, they should, but it's, you know what I mean? It's like, it really doesn't matter. If you want to go. If you want to stay. It's just, it's no obligations to it. So I don't know if that really matters.
I feel like it's different for women.
Of course. I'm telling you, no man cares about being a side guy.
I think,
or in a conditional situation.
I think even if I was in a casual situation, I care about the person and who they are. Are you a good person in this world? Are you adding to society?
I mean, I don't want a girl who stuffs her babies in shoe boxes so she can go out and party like Casey Anthony did. But,
oh God,
I don't really care about if you're donating to the church. I don't care.
I do. I just think maybe it's
because I don't think the casual thing is for women, to be quite honest. It happens, but I don't know if you guys are built that way, to be honest.
It's happened for me. And I think it mattered. Again, the traits mattered. I think it just mattered because, like, even if it's not serious, like, I still just want to know that you're like a good person, I guess. That matters.
I mean, I feel
to
like being a decent person is fine, but I don't want to know what you're contributing to society and what church you go to, and if I'm going to see your friend there.
I don't need to know all that.
You know, and your mom and them.
I just need to know that you're a good person. And I mean, I'm gonna just be honest. Like,
what do you have to see for someone?
Do you have goals in life? Do you have a job?
So you're still trying to date?
Bum? No, I'm not trying to date. I just don't want to be casual or otherwise. I don't want to be involved with a bum. So I need to know that you're not a bum.
You're not involved.
And I need to know that you respect your mom, you know,
in a way,
and you take care of her.
See, look, and this is why this doesn't work, and it never will, is because guys will go in like, yeah, I mean, hey, as long as we get along and whatnot, it's fine. And then she's trying to make you apply for a job.
It's definitely an application.
I'm like, no, we're giving out free samples. It's Sam's Club. You're talking about UCLA, yeah, okay, Stanford.
You men can go ahead and be Sam's Club. I'm going to be Stanford.
You got the membership. So, hey, just come get the free samples. And if you don't pay the membership, then no free samples, no harm, no foul.
You're losing me on this membership thing. This metaphor. Like, what is the membership?
The membership is just we get to interact, and you get the free samples from me.
So the membership was free?
Yeah.
Oh, the membership's not free.
Or conditional. Like, you know how if you have a membership, you get penalized if you stop paying it or you're late on the payment or you got to pay it for 12 months. This is a membership that's conditional. It's day by day. So there's no late fee, cancellation fee, no 12-month commitment fee. Nope.
There won't be a cancellation fee.
Just pay as you go. Boost Mobile. You trying to be AT&T?
Nah.
2-month contract.
There won't be a cancellation
fee. Just for
a
casual situation.
There won't be a cancellation fee, but there'll be a cancellation if your application gets rejected. That's all I'm saying. Like, I just can't. And I think a lot of women would agree with me. It's just, I think this is a thing in the animal kingdom too. Like, I mean, obviously humans are not animals, but we kind of are. So as a thing in the animal kingdom, like different animals, animals don't have like relationships and feelings and stuff. It's just straight up mating and reproduction. So peacocks, for example.
You said they don't have feelings, animals?
No, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have emotional relationships or something.
I swear, we're on the verge of getting canceled every episode. This episode
God.
is sponsored by PETA, and now we're about to get canceled by them because animals
have nerve endings and they feel pain, and some animals do have emotion, like elephants. Okay, for the everybody police, but I'm talking specifically about most animals in the animal kingdom.
The vegans shall be coming for us soon.
Let me make my point. Most animals in the kingdom, it's just straight up mating and reproduction.
Right.
Some animals mate for life, but it's reproduction. That's what it's about. Peacocks, the men are the ones with all the feathers and stuff like that because they're putting on a show for the female peacocks, and it's kind of like, I want to choose the best mate, right? So
you're saying the female peacock wants to choose the best mate,
right? So that's why the men have the colorful feathers and stuff. They want to put on a show. So, not saying humans are animals, but there's some similarities, I think, in the sense that for women, we have a higher standard, even if it's just casual. Now, I'm done with my point. What's your opinion?
Now, my opinion is you have to apologize to the vegans, the PETA, the animals.
I won't be apologizing, but feel free to cancel me. I still love you and appreciate you listening.
Follow us on IG, by the way.
Yes.
Before we get canceled at
he said, she said
_PC.
Yep. You got it.
Please. And make sure to donate before again we get canceled, because that's how it's been going these past couple episodes. So
yeah, if you want to cancel us, we respect that. We still appreciate you listening. But if you've been rocking with us and you still rock with us, please go ahead and follow us on IG. Again, that's he said, she said, one word, and then _PC.
And before you go, like, follow, subscribe, rate, share, comment.
Yes. All that.
All that stuff.
We want to hear from you guys. All right. I think that's a wrap for this one.
That's a wrap.
Peace out, y'all. All right. And we actually have a new segment for y'all we want to introduce called Best Part, Worst Part, where we bring topics, or you guys bring topics, and you guys comment on the best and worst parts of that particular topic. So
Today we were talking about we put a poll up on our IG, by the way. Follow us at he said she said _PC. Today we put out a poll and it was concerning relationships. What are the best part and what are the worst parts about relationships? So today we kind of want to give you guys just feedback based off our responses that we got. And
shout out to everybody who responded to that post. We really appreciate you. When we post these things, y'all, please go ahead and respond, and you might just hear your response on our next podcast.
We wouldn't mention names, but people have the government names on their IG name, so we don't want to put anybody out there like that. But you guys know who you are based off responses. So
and we appreciate you. Yes, we appreciate you.
All right, the first one we have says best part food, worst part arguments. I agree with that.
Just like that.
Call it relationship weight and love handles for no reason.
No, not relationship weight.
Going out to eat. You always got someone to go out to eat with. Not worst restaurants, but the unhealthiest places.
I think as a woman, not only like eating, but someone to finish your food, because I don't eat that much.
Definitely, that also was a bonus.
I don't eat that much, so I'm like, dang, I'm full, and my eyes are big with my stomach, and I order all this stuff. Especially, oh my god, have you guys ever been to Korean barbecue? Have you been?
Yep, Jin's, or really any Korean barbecue place where they, you cook it on.
You got to go to like the little local spots, the small spots. Oh my god, we would order plate after plate after plate, and I just know, like, when I was there with this guy one time, I was just so full, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And for those who don't know, like, they will charge you if you leave like a significant amount of meat on your plate. So Korean barbecue is like you cook it yourself, and they bring you the meat like marinated or already prepared, and you just cook it on like a grill at your table.
And you have like rice as side salad, and a little rice paper to wrap it in.
It's so bomb. I love Korean barbecue. Shout out to Korean barbecue.
Yeah. That's the only time I'm Captain Save-A-Ho. Oh, you didn't finish your plate? Here we go. Here I come.
Yeah,
I'll finish your meat for you. Pause.
Right. So the meat, like, it's expensive, of course, like for the restaurant. So if you like order all this meat and you don't ever cook it, you don't finish it, they will charge you. So I was out with this guy one time, and like I just loved going out with him because he always finished the food, and I'll be like, I'm tapped out. Like, we already ordered 3 plates of beef, and like I'm done already. But he would always finish it. So I think that's definitely a benefit.
Definitely. And the arguments is the worst part. We already know how ridiculous arguments can get. So
it's just a continuous cycle of just going nowhere.
Going nowhere fast. You ever had an argument? You guys ever had an argument and you started with something, by the time the argument's over, you don't even know what you're arguing about?
Yeah, like what was the initial conversation? I read this article, like a psychology article, and they were saying like, when you argue, keep it to that one topic. Even if you're tired of this person and this is the 5th time they've done this, don't bring that up. Just bring up the one argument. Like, hey, you know what? You didn't take out the trash. Hey, how can we fix that? Don't be like, this is the 5th time you never take out the trash. You never help me with nothing. Don't do that. That's how you end up in that circular argument phase. It does not work.
All right. And the next one we have is...
best part, the connection or intimacy, and the worst part, the sacrifices.
Woo. That is not a man's answer, as you can see.
It was a man's answer.
It was?
Yes.
No food was mentioned?
So check yourself. No food was mentioned.
No arguments were mentioned.
I think, though, what shows me that it's a man's answer is, I mean, it could be for anyone, but I think the sacrifices, because I think that for men,
sacrificing,
it's almost like, I think sometimes you can be in a situation where you sacrifice a lot of yourself, you sacrifice your work, you sacrifice your career. And I think for men, it's hard to make those type of sacrifices. You do it for love, but then after the fact, you realize like, whoa, like I gave up all these things that actually make me a man.
I thought that might be the most not general in a bad way, but the most applicable for both sides.
Yeah, I definitely think it's applicable.
Both people sacrifice a lot. Both people do take joy in having that connection, that intimacy with someone else, sharing yourself and connecting on that level.
I definitely think it goes for both sides. I was just kind of sharing what I thought was maybe the male perspective on it. Like when you sacrifice things that are integral to you being a man. And yeah, for women, we make sacrifices too in that way.
Time being one of them. Sex means nothing, but my time.
Oh God, wasting time is the worst.
Oh, you can't. And you can argue, well, you can get the money back, no big deal. But the time, that's major.
Yeah.
And really major for anyone, like you said, no one wants that time wasted.
Yeah. And to make the point about the connection or intimacy thing, I think most people will agree that sex is always better when there's intimacy and connection versus sex without that.
Shit, everything. Eating is better because you don't want to be eating with a vegan and you know, at Korean barbecue and they're just sitting there gnawing on that rice paper.
Why would you have them up there at Korean barbecue?
They love you,
though?
That's why. Just because they love you don't mean there's a connection there.
I guess. So
that's a sacrifice, though. Again,
that's a sacrifice part.
Not a sacrifice I would make.
The worst part, though.
Worst part and best part at the same time.
All right, we got another response. Best part, someone to share food with. There's food again.
Right.
And worst part, someone steals your food.
I know I said that was a male answer for the last one, but this one has to be a female answer.
Yes, it is.
It sounds like a male answer, but it's for sure stealing food that's female.
How many relationships have ended? No, I'm not going to go that far. But how many people have ended up in arguments in their relationship over food?
Well, was it stolen or given away? Because I know we talk about, best part is the food, have someone to give your food to.
You should share your story about that date you went on. You want to share it? Nah?
I don't even remember talking about. You just got to expose me without exposing me.
Okay, well, he went on a date, basically, and it was the first date, and the girl just started eating off his plate. He was like, whoa, like, we don't know each other like that.
Me.
And you have your own food that I bought.
You want something? Oh, yeah, I'll take it. Okay, yeah. I won't tell you what it is because that might give out the restaurant. But you want something? Oh, yeah, I'll take something. All right, as soon as I get ready to chomp into my little joint, she snatches my little, my thing I was about to bite. Why? But
he doesn't want to say the type of food because he doesn't want to give it away and for the person to find out. So for confidentiality, he's not saying the food, but...
You know how you're low-key irritated, but then you try not to act like it, like it's all fine? And I got this for me. I got this for me. This is what I wanted. Cookies and cream. That's what I wanted. You don't want cookies and cream.
You got what you wanted.
Stay in a corner with that plain vanilla. Don't come over here with that.
I will say that I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit selfish with food, a little bit, just because I don't mind sharing, but don't eat off my plate. I will give you food from my plate, or I get what you want first, and then I'll eat later.
Or more than half of my cookies and cream. Simple.
I feel like it's cute at first, like, oh, like, let's share food or whatever. Like, you can eat off my plate, but over time it gets annoying.
There was no second date after that. Oh, that was unforgivable.
I can't. Let's just move on. Okay, the last one we got is the best part, the company, trust, and comfort.
Major.
Very major. And then the worst part, don't be too worried about me and what I'm doing and having a plan outside of me. Let's start with the best part. Yeah, that company, trust, and comfort is just so well said. And
for me personally, I don't want you to be up under me, but I just want to know you're there somewhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I'm just watching the game or something, hey, okay, yeah, she's still there. Okay. You want me to come in? No, don't come in while I'm watching the game.
See, I'm the type of girl to
it's nice to know you're there
with my guy because I love.
Oh, but you actually are a football person.
Yeah, though. I love.
You can sit there and ask questions all day. So where's Kobe? This is football, and Kobe, R.I.P., is not with us anymore.
I don't think anybody was that bad though. Like you got the whole sport confused.
Both balls are brown.
I don't think it's no.
The shapes are different.
Orange. No,
it's orange.
Yes.
To me, it's like a dark.
Let us know on Instagram if you think a basketball is orange or brown.
Or both. Both that's a meeting in the middle answer. I'll take that.
But we prefer arguments, so we prefer you to choose one or the other.
That's the worst part about relationships, even as brother and sister. That's the best part and worst part. That's why we had the show in the first place.
Yeah, but to tackle the worst part, I really resonated with the having a plan outside of me thing. I'm definitely very independent, so I think.
So do what you're going to do.
Right? Yeah, and I think it's hard for me to sometimes put people in my schedule, especially because people don't want to fit in your schedule in a way. Like they don't fit perfectly like you would want them to fit in your schedule. And sometimes that's frustrating, but that's something like I have to realize, like, hey girl, relax. It's not all about you.
It even goes to, again, not only like romantic, but between friends. You ever plan to pick a friend up or something go out the way, wake up early, get dressed, do all this, and then he or she cancel.
Yeah.
On the way there too. Hey, I'm finna come scoop you in like 5 minutes, bro. Oh man, you know my girl, man. We I forgot about our anniversary. How do you forget about anniversary?
That gets
And how do you plan
so
to go
irritating.
with a party? Plan to go to a party with me on your girlfriend's anniversary?
Well,
I don't even know we're friends anymore.
Just say you didn't want to be. Just say you didn't want to go no more, bro.
You just look like a scumbag to both. Because first of all, you forgot about you planned to do the party on the anniversary.
But it sounds like a lie. I just say like, if you don't want to go, just say that.
But dudes don't typically do that because you just don't go.
So you genuinely forgot about your anniversary and made plans?
It's either that or then you. It's either you did that or then you just screwed me on this party situation or both.
Or both.
And now I'm questioning.
But I respect it more if you're honest and just say you don't want to go no more.
Right, which typically is the way it is, but you know.
Yeah. But I do want to jump back to the company thing and say, like, for me, it's interesting because I am definitely an introvert and I love my own company and I love my alone time. Like
the bubble, we call it.
Yes, the bubble. I'll be having a grand old time by myself. But that said, when I do spend time with like a significant other or something, I'm all up in your face and all up under you because I'm super affectionate. But it's just I don't need to be affectionate with you 24/7 because I need my alone time. You know.
I feel that.
Is that toxic? Let us know if that's toxic.
Let us know if she's toxic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's all the questions we have so far.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. And as always,
this is She Said.
He Said.
That's been our time. This has been Black Scott.
Love Jade.
And we have been She Said, He Said.
Don't forget to subscribe and share, y'all.
All right. That's been our time.
Peace.